Hello, friends. Welcome to the monthly goal setting workshop. At the end of this lesson, we will have 3 goals that we've prioritized with action plans on how you accomplish the goals. We'll also be talking about briefly weekly goals that you want to accomplish as well as daily habits. So let's dive right in. I like to start off by reflecting. Reflect on what went well for you last month. What can you celebrate from the last month? And what were your wins from the last month? So go ahead and pause this video, take as much time as you need to answer these questions. Next, we want to spend time reframing. Ask yourself, what did not work well for you last month? Is there anything that you need to tweak? Maybe you need to set a boundary and not accept client calls on certain days. Maybe you need to prioritize more money making activities. What did not work well for you last month? Acknowledge that. Let's write it down. A lot of times when we write it down, it's less scary and we can deal with it. What can you let go of? Is there any disappointment that you need to let go of, or anything where you need to practice self-compassion and be kind to yourself to let go of how you're feeling or something that did not go well? And how can you reframe anything that did not go well? For example, if you spent a lot of time on a client project and it took way longer than you thought it would, and you didn't get the funds that you needed, can you reframe it as a learning experience so that you're better equipped for next time a client wants you to take on the same project? Can you reframe anything that is holding you back? So pause this video and take some time to answer these 3 questions. Next, I love to begin goal setting by practicing gratitude. Who or what are you grateful for and why? Think about the last month. Think about things you can be grateful for, people you can be grateful for. And if it's someone, make a note to tell them why you're grateful for them and tell them that you are grateful for them. You can pause here and reflect on this question. Now it's time to look ahead into this upcoming month. First of all, acknowledge what you're looking forward to this month and what you can be excited about. There may be some things that you're dreading about this month, but we're just going to focus on the things that bring excitement and spark joy. So pause this video and take a minute to reflect on these 2 questions. Next, take some time to set an intention for yourself as we begin to talk about the upcoming month. What do you want to invite more of into your life and your business? Again, pause the video and set an intention for yourself. Okay, now that we have an intention, it's time to get everything in your brain out onto your paper or your virtual notepad or your Google Doc or wherever you're making notes, and list everything that you can think of that you want to tackle this month. It's really helpful to get things out into a piece of paper or a document, everything that has been taking up mental space, anything that you want to remember, let's put it in a big brain dump. So spend about 5 minutes on this question and then come back. Once you've completed your brain dump, it's time to categorize. Can you group anything together? Or do you notice any themes popping up, maybe that you want to work on this month or accomplish? Is there anything that you can kind of combine together? For example, if you're working on the launch of a new project and you wrote down a bunch of things related to that project, can you group it together as launch new project and list out the steps underneath, or just highlight them? the same color? If things are related to new clients, can you highlight those the same color? And maybe your goal will be, bring in 3 new clients, or your goal will be to accomplish this project, and you'll list out all of the steps. So what can you group together? What themes do you notice that come up? Okay, once you've grouped them together, we're going to talk about weekly goals, monthly goals, and daily habits. So go ahead and go back through your list, and let's see if we can start grouping things into bigger projects that will take potentially the whole month, weekly goals that you want to accomplish every single week. So this could be something like your content creation or your marketing, or if you have your financial routine every single week, that can go there. And then maybe there's some daily habits. Maybe you want to do yoga every morning or get outside for 10 minutes a day. So there are going to be certain things that are monthly, weekly, daily for you. So go ahead and categorize those, and we will dive in for the monthly goals once you have kind of grouped these by monthly, weekly, and daily. So I like to put an M over my monthly goals, a W over my weekly goals, and a D over my daily habits. So pause the video, spend some time organizing, and then we'll dive into the monthly goals. All right, let's dive into the monthly goals. Okay, so you may have a big list ahead of you on your paper of what you want to prioritize. And it's important to only pick 3 for the month. If you accomplish all 3, great, you can move on to another one. But oftentimes, we tend to be a little bit more ambitious than we think we can be. And it's also important to set priorities so that you know what to focus on, so that you have a clear path of I'm focusing on this right now, so that when you get other ideas, which as business owners we get countless ideas, you can say I'm going to put this on something to revisit for next month, but this month I'm focusing on these top 3 priorities, and focus on what will make you more money, what will save you time, and what will bring you closer to your values. If the goal that you select does not do one of these things, then for me, it's not a worthy goal. These are my 3 questions that I ask. Maybe you have slightly different questions, and that's okay. But if these are helpful, you can take these. But prioritize your top 3 monthly goals to make a decision and say, this is what I'm going to choose to focus on for this month, so that I can move forward in clarity, have a clearly defined path. And anything that comes in outside of this, you can say, okay, I'll tackle that next month after I have accomplished these goals. Okay, so pause this video and take time to prioritize your top 3 monthly goals. Now that you have your top 3 goals, we are going to go through goal action steps. So I have 10 questions for you to complete for every single goal. So you should have your list of your 3 goals. So start a new paper or a new part of the Google Doc, and we're going to go through these questions. Number 1, what is the goal? So just write it out. Here's my goal. Number 2, why is it important? This is going to help you keep going when the going gets tough, to remember why you're doing this in the first place. Number 3, how will you know it's completed? This is to ensure that your goal is actually measurable. For example, if you just say grow the podcast, you could grow the podcast forever. If you haven't set a clear end date or a clear end step, then you won't know that it's completed. So are you going to grow the podcast by 100 subscribers? Or if your goal is to launch a new program, then maybe you can say, I'll know it's completed once the first person has signed up for the program, something like that. So write down specifically, how will you know that it's completed? The 4th question is, what is the risk of not achieving the goal? So I like to think in terms of, what will my life look like if I don't achieve this? Well, maybe I'll be stuck doing admin work forever. If my goal is something about streamlining, Maybe the risk is that I am going to be spending so much time on this. Or maybe the risk is that I won't be in line with my values, or I'll have to keep doing something that I don't want to do. Or maybe the risk is not paying rent that month because I didn't make the income goal that I needed. So you're just going to write out the stakes. Donald Miller talks about, what are the stakes of not having this result achieved, and that can be helpful to rewire your brain into being motivated for the goal. Then I like to talk about how will I feel when I accomplish the goal to give me some more inspiration. How will you celebrate accomplishing the goal? This again gives you a little bit of a reward incentive. What do you need to accomplish this goal? So, for this question, this is where you'll spend the most amount of time. You're going to write down every single step that it will take to complete this goal. This is kind of like your goal map. So, you write down all of the steps. And then, after you write down all the steps, you're going to write down number 8. What is your actionable starting step? So, what is a small step that you can take that is really easy, that you can take, and when will you take it? So if your goal is to launch a new project, maybe your first starting step can be to create a landing page for this new project, and that's kind of a big goal. So maybe the starting step would be to uh, create the new page in the website editor. Like, just hit the create button, don't add anything into the page. Or maybe it would be write out an outline of the copy, something that is achievable and actionable, something that you can complete in one sitting to give you that progress, to motivate you to move forward. And when will you take that step? And then number 10, do you have deep work sessions in place to accomplish this goal? So if this is a worthy goal that you want to spend your time on, when will you actually spend time on it? Do you have this block in your calendar to spend time on this goal to make sure that it's going to happen? If not, it's time to add some in. So you can write in, project planning if your goal is to create this new project, or whatever the goal is. Do you have this deep work session in place? Okay, so I want you to pause this video and ask these 10 questions for all 3 of your goals, and then come back when you have your goal action steps. Okay, we're just going to spend a couple minutes on weekly and daily goals. I want you to think through, what do you want to prioritize each week? There's different areas that you can think about: marketing, sales, operations, admin, finances, client experience, personal development, or content. Some of these maybe you want to focus on a monthly basis. Some of them you maybe want to focus on a weekly basis. So for me, I actually do my finances every month because it's overwhelming to me to do it every single week. So that's something that I do every month. The client experience is something that I work on every month. Stephanie and I have a schedule of what we focus on each week when we get together. But marketing and content for me are things that happen every single week. So for your business, what your business looks like, what are you going to focus on every single week, and what will you prioritize? And then you want to ask yourself what deep work sessions are in place to get those done. So for me, content creation day is Thursday. And so that's when I do my content creation, and I also do my marketing on that day as well. So for me, those are the weekly things that I do. And then I focus on the other things, sales, operation, client experience, all that stuff on a monthly basis, finances. So this is going to look different for every person's business. So I just want you to think through, what do you want to prioritize each week? And when will you do these deep work sessions? So you can pause the video and then come back when you're done. And then lastly, let's talk about daily habits. We all have daily habits that we want to start. And as someone with ADHD, starting new habits is really difficult for me. So I have to think through what the habit is, why it's important to me, and then get everything ready to start this habit. So what do I actually need to start this habit? How will I start it? And when will I practice it? So I actually need to clear time in my calendar to practice a new habit. If it's doing a yoga routine every night before bed, I need to make sure that I find some way to signal my brain that it's time to do that. And what help do you need to practice this habit? So for me, I don't work out unless I have someone doing it with me. So I need an accountability buddy or someone to work out with me. So maybe my husband will do it with me. Maybe my friend will do it with me, or whatever that is. What help do you specifically need? And this is going to look different for you and your business. Okay. So again, once you're done creating your goals, let's end with a time of gratitude as well. Gratitude for where you are right now in your business, gratitude for what you are bringing into your business, and for what you are going to accomplish in this month. And let's act as if it's already happened. Show up for yourself with that mindset of, I will achieve this goal. I have already achieved this goal, and I'm a successful business owner who achieves her goals. Okay. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, you can email me at Christy@ChristyJohnsonCreative.com. Happy goal setting.